Good morning everybody, and welcome to a very sunny garden. It's Saturday for me and I'm sitting out in my front garden because the weather is beautiful. Beautiful blue skies again. I've got my sunglasses on just like you do. I should have a sun hat on really, shouldn't I, to protect me. Now this week in assemblies our theme is going to be looking after our earth, because last week we were so full in our assemblies, what with St. George's Day and Ramadan and all sorts of other things that were going on, that we didn't have time to mention, and I think it was about Thursday last week, that it was International Earth Day. And that's a day where across the world people come together and leaders come together to think about what more we can do as human beings to look after our beautiful earth. So we're going to be having stories and poems and things this week to inspire us and help us think about what we need to do. It's quite noisy out here, to be honest. I think people have got those power washers on. I think that's quite loud, isn't it? Quite loud. Not sure what that person's doing. And I think somebody else is mowing their grass, but maybe we'll try to carry on anyway. So here I am on my patch of the earth, on our beautiful planet, and I thought we'd have a look at what was going on in my garden since we last looked, because it's been a little while, hasn't it? So come with me, let's see what we can see growing and changing on our beautiful planet Earth. So a few plants to show you. Here's the first one. I'll turn my camera around. There we go. Now this one got a little bit affected by the frost actually last week, because it was really cold in the mornings. This is a magnolia, and then they're just about finished, but here we've got some tulips. And as a little girl, tulips were and still are actually my favourites, mainly because I loved the magic of the inside those beautiful red petals. It's like a different world, isn't it, in there? Look at that. And the bees and the butterflies all really like the tulips. And actually I've got some really dark purple ones that are just about to come out over here. We can see my willow tree. Do you remember when that was all in bud? All of those soft buds have now turned into little leaves. So the willow tree is looking great. And then what else can I show you out here? One more thing. Our camellia tree, here it is. Which is a beautiful tree. Again, where those petals have gone brown, it's where it was really frosty last week, so that's a bit of a shame, because some of the blooms have been a little bit spoiled. And then we've got a little archway here and a little berberis, which has got these, they look like berries but they're actually flowers on. Beautiful orangey yellow berries. So there we go. If you're lucky enough to have a garden, I'm sure you can see things really starting to wake up, starting to bloom, starting to flower. And when I'm out in my garden, I like to remember that this is my patch, this is my part of the world, and it's important that I look after this. I've got some weeding to do, I can tell, looking at that flower bed, but it's just as important to think about how we can save and look after the world in general. So we'll have a look at that when I go back inside. See you in a minute. Now, just before we go inside, one more thing to show you. Some of you have been asking about my Tara cat. You know, she's really, really old. And I had a question last week from someone in school asking, is she okay? Well, I'm here to share with you, Tara does not go out hardly at all anymore. She's kind of too old. She just likes to stay inside. But today, because the weather has been so beautiful and it's been so lovely and sunny, she has ventured out into the garden. Let's see if we can find her. She's right down the bottom near the shed, so I'll turn the camera around. Let's see if she's got anything to say. Hello, Tara. Hi. Are you in the garden? Are you in the garden? Are you? Are you enjoying the sunshine? Tara cat. Tara. Say something. Meow. Say hello to the boys and girls in assembly. Is it lovely in the sunshine? Is it beautiful? You enjoy it, sweetheart. There we go. I'll take myself back inside now, but I knew you wanted to see her, so there she is. I just keep finding more things to show you because it's so important to appreciate what's going on in nature, isn't it? These, in this tower here, we planted these just yesterday. These are sweet peas, and they're not the kind of peas that you eat. These will bloom and grow, and I'll show you them as they're growing. They're going to make their way all the way up this tower, up to the top, and there'll be beautiful different colours of pink and lilac and blue. And the reason I've got them quite close to the house is because they have a wonderful scent. So now is the time to be planting and growing. I'll head inside now. So here we are, back inside. Now we've had a look around my lovely patch of the earth where I live. And so, like I said, all of this week we're going to think about how wonderful our planet... Oh, that went wrong. We'll just try that again. 1 second. We'll be thinking about... Sorry, got the giggles. We'll be thinking about how wonderful our planet... That was better that time. Really is. So here we are. I have an inflatable earth as we think about Earth Day. So first of all, just look how mighty the earth actually is, and think about how much of the earth's surface, I haven't got the percentage to hand, is covered with ocean. And then all of these different colours here are all the land masses around the world. So if we take a little trip around the world, let's start with us. Here we are. Here's our tiny island. Here's the place that we call home, the United Kingdom. And there's Ireland just next to it. And then which way shall we go? Let's go this way. So we have got this way. Okay, sorry, it's quite hard to do it in reverse. So here we've got all of Europe, and then a big chunk down here, which is Africa. You can see what a great big part of the world continent of Africa is. So we're going through all the countries of Europe. This one we've looked at before, haven't we? Because it's that lovely triangular shape. There we've got India, part of the great continent of Asia. Moving around. There's Australasia. And then right the way around here we have the Americas. North America and South America. And the North Pole and the South Pole. So our wonderful home, the planet Earth, it really is marvellous, isn't it? And we'll be thinking about both the wildlife and the actual planet itself, the Earth itself. But before I go today, I will show you, because I promised you last week, did any of you guess what my jigsaw was by my little clues? It links really well with our Earth Day theme for this week. I'll show you the picture. Here it is. Did you guess? One of the jigsaw pieces had a little beak on it, and it is a wonderful jigsaw which is full of garden birds. And most of these garden birds are actually in the top 10 from the Great British Bird Watch. The only one that isn't, quite interestingly, is the bird that was the most common one at number 1, which was the humble sparrow, a little brown bird that you'll often see hopping around, and he was the most popular. But most of the other birds that have been seen in gardens were on here, and I'm getting there with our jigsaw. I'll show you where I'm up to, putting this lovely jigsaw. Oh, there we go. It's a close-up of the squirrel. And there on the bird feeder, you can see by their tails that they've got long tails. Those are the long-tailed tits. They were in the top 10. This one here, we saw him in the woods actually just last week, me and Elise. This is a nuthatch. He's got a very pointy beak, and you can often see him climbing up and down trees. We've got, oh, I think this bird was at number 2 actually in the top 10. We have a blue tit and another long-tailed tit, and this one that's not quite finished, you all know him, a robin. And we know we've got a lovely robin who lives near Freya's garden. Lots of flowers, and then over here got some more flowers, and this will be a song thrush when it's finished. So yes, I'm hoping that by tomorrow me and Elise will have completed this lovely jigsaw. I think this is going to be a bullfinch, this one here, with a lovely pinky red chest. So there we go. Looking after the world means looking after the plants and the animals, and it's our job. It doesn't matter whether you have a faith or no faith at all, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Hindu. All faiths encourage human beings to be custodians, guardians of our planet. And for you as children, it's extra specially important that you kind of make a pledge to do what you can to look after our world. And it reminds me of that line in our school prayer that we wrote together, which I'll just say now, and help us to make the world that you made even more beautiful every day. Amen. And that's what we'll be thinking about all of this week. So have a lovely Monday. I hope the sun's still shining for us to enjoy our playtimes and lunchtimes. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.